Evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Community Updates. I'm your host, Michelle White, and this evening we've got some wonderful guests that are going to be sharing with us about the film industry. We have director Tom Henry, we have actor Kenneth Clark, and we have photographer
Benny Scott.
Benny Scott. And they're going to be sharing with us some things about the film industry. Many people are getting into film a lot more these days, and in particularly in the Detroit. So we're going to talk about that. Let me give you a couple of community updates. This is Community Updates. And one of the things I want to share with you, don't forget that classes and everything are free at Wayne County Community College District and at Oakland Community College District, any of your community colleges. Macomb County Community College. If you're 60 and up, classes are free. They're not free for everyone. Classes are free for those 60 and above. Any class. So check out those learning institutions. You can take online courses as well. Also, today I got some information about, there's so many jobs out here, and people say, I can't find a job. Well, I'm just talking to them today, and they said, Mr. Messing, that he's having a hard time finding people, paying them $30 an hour for a company called Snow Systems. They're looking for operators to help do snow removal. $30 an hour. I said, why are people saying they can't find a job? There are plenty of jobs out there. So if you're looking for one, they are available. So please feel free to give Mr. Messing a call at 313-980-6200. Again, that's 313-980-6200. That's Mr. Messing, Messing. He is looking for people. He said he needs about 4 to 5 people right now, steady income, working with Hertz Automotive working with the auto company, the Hertz company, to do snow removal. $30 an hour, and he's looking right now to hire at least 4 to 5 people. So we're going to hop right in and talk about Kenny Clark here. I see he's one of my Facebook friends and has done many different films, and we're hoping to show a clipping from one of his films this evening. And he's also in a film with Mr. Tom Henry here, called Deadly Retribution. Mm-hmm. And you are looking for different actors and casting people. What are you looking for? Tell us what you're looking for.
Yes, we're looking for actors, we're looking for singers, rappers, we're looking for models, and we're having our final casting December the 10th.
Mm-hmm. And where will that be held?
And that'll be held at the Detroit Boxing Jungle Gym, the 7455 Greenfield, and that's in Detroit, and the zip is 48228, and everybody can send their information to.
Now people are writing things down, so you got to repeat it.
Okay.
And so you said you're gonna have some auditions, casting.
Yes.
For actors and models and
singers and
rappers, and that'll be December the
10th.
December the 10th. At what time?
At 1 p.m.
1 p.m. until roughly just until you get done?
Until we get done.
Okay, and that's going to be at the Detroit
Detroit Boxing Jungle Gym.
Okay, and that's at 7455 Greenfield.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing Gym, so that's Detroit Boxing Gym at 7455 Greenfield in the city of Detroit. Mm-hmm. So for those who are looking for jobs or employment within the film industry, this is for your upcoming film called Deadly Retribution, and you're looking to have that sometime. You're looking to have that shown in January.
Yeah, we're going to start production. Yes, sometime in January 2023.
Okay.
And we'll probably be at it about 6 months.
Okay.
But production is going to start in January.
Well, wonderful. Mm-hmm. We here at Community Updates, we believe in making the community aware of different things, not just the community of Metro Detroit where we're housed, but all over the country. people are getting involved in different. Atlanta's become a big film area, as well as we're talking about California. That's always been, but there are other areas that are smaller, but that more and more people are getting involved. Chicago, and that's been a while. New York, of course, that's been a while. But maybe there are even some other areas. But we're going to talk about what we're doing right here in this area. And I'm sure you don't mind if people call you from another state, as long as they can come here and they might be interested. Tell us about this film, but. Again, you're listening to us live right here on WJZZ Cool TV, and you can give us a call, listeners and callers. You can give us a call right here at area code 313-355-6018. Again, that's 313-355-6018. And for all of our viewers and listeners and those who, as you're going to play the replays, you're able to watch this streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. We're on all the social media platforms to share what we're doing here in the community, in each of our communities throughout the United States. So tell us a little about the movie Deadly Retribution.
Yeah, Deadly Retribution is about the powers that, the powers that be that coming out of the pandemic. And you got this powerful organization that's pretty much taken over not only the city, but pretty much all over the country, and they're causing all kind of havoc, not just here in the city of Detroit, but all over the country. And you've got these powerful organizations coming in from out of town, joining forces with them, and they're just causing all kinds of problems. And there's this guy that somebody in his family gets killed, and then he takes revenge on with that. And so it's pretty much about these
so it's an action film.
Yes, it's a big action film with a lot of action. And we got singing in there because there's club scenes in there. So I've got these singers that's going to be doing the song for the film. So I want to get as many actors involved in this film as possible because there's so much talent here.
So much talent.
Oh my goodness! It's mind-boggling the talent that we have here, and I be trying to get as much talent involved as possible. All nationalities. I've always done that. I always
Are you from here, from the Detroit, Michigan area?
Yeah, from the North End.
From the North End. Okay.
Yeah, went to Northern High School. Yeah.
And you've been doing film, and so you have other films that are out as well. Why don't you give us the titles of some of your other films and tell people where they can watch them?
My first film I did, which came out in 2009, was called Uncut the Movie, which was about the loan sharking.
Okay.
About this guy that wanted to buy a club, and he didn't have good enough credit to get it, to get enough money to get it, so he borrowed the money from loan shark. And the loan shark, he found out that they wanted more in return. So it was pretty much a action drama movie, and we had a
Are these things that we can? Oh, this was a film that you did live. Not able. Is it on any platforms that people can watch now?
Right now, I'm getting ready for Tubi and Netflix.
Wonderful.
Now,
so you said you're getting ready to do so. Even some of the people that you're looking at bringing on board, actors and so forth, that what you're looking for, they might be able to be in some of your Tubi and Netflix films as well. Wonderful. And you were saying you were getting ready to
back then, when I came up with my first film, everybody back then was going straight to DVD. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be like the big boys and go to the silver screen. So nobody thought that I could do that. Well, I pulled it off, and I showed it down at the Renaissance Theater in downtown Detroit to a sold-out crowd.
Wow.
And the news media was there, and it was a lot of fun, but it was exciting because nobody thought I could pull that off, and I did it.
And your film company is Dragon Films?
Dragon Films.
Okay.
Yes.
And tell people how they can go to dragonfilms.
Yeah, they can go to my website, dragonpicture.net.
Dragonpicture.net.
Yes.
Okay.
And they can pretty much get all the information they need from there. And I'm also on Facebook under Dragon Films. And my second film was Act of Vengeance. where I had a son in there that was a police that got killed, and I had to seek revenge for that. You know, so it was kind of an action film as well. My third film, that particular movie came out in 2012. My third film was called Fatal Brew, where it was about this energy drink that was actually killing people, and the powers that be was keeping it on the down low. I decided to come up with that particular movie about an energy drink because there was so much of them out here, and people were steady flocking to all these energy drinks and not paying attention to what they're, putting in their bodies. So I decided to make a movie about that.
Okay.
Yeah, and that came out in 2019, but the pandemic hit, so I had to put the premiere on hold until after the pandemic calmed down some.
Well, I'm glad that you said that you're going to be on Tubi. I know I'm watching Tubi more and more, and particularly because they have a good variety of films. They have
Yes, they
black
do.
films, and I noticed that they were one of the first people to have a whole section of black films. Now I see a lot of the movie filming platforms are doing that. Before, they would only do it around Black History Month. Now they're showing, I think Netflix has a section, and
Yep.
few of the streaming shows have and I like all movies. Like The Godfather is one of my favorite movies, as well as The Sound of Music. Completely opposite types of
Yes,
movies.
Exactly.
classics.
They're all classics.
But I love it, and of course, The Color Purple. So I have certain films that I just love. But I also like to see, as a person of color, I like to watch movies of color with people of color in them. And I'm seeing that there are more and more opportunities and more film, and people are just in more films. I happen to know just here locally, several film artists that come right out of Detroit. And Kenny Clark is not just Kenny K.C. Clark. He's also a family member, my cousin's cousin. And so I'm glad to have him on this evening. And you're in several different
Yes.
films. I've been following you. Matter of fact, we're hoping to show a clip of one of your films, and I forgot the name of it.
Nine Stacks, the movie.
Nine Stacks.
The movie.
The movie,
Directed by
yes.
Steve Horn. I've known him for quite some time, and he always brought me in because he knows that you can depend on me, and I'm there. Give me a script, I'll make it work.
Okay, and that's an action film too. So you do a lot of action films,
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
But whatever's given to me, I'm gonna take it and make it work.
right? Okay. And you've been in film for many years.
Quite some time now.
Yeah.
When the pandemic came in, everything was slowed down, so there was nothing was out here. So after that came in, there was a different way that actors and directors are doing things. For example, you can do a lot with your iPhone right now. There was a time when you go out, you go to different auditions. You wait there and you go to another audition. But right now, you can get your audition from your home, from your own platform
Okay.
there. So,
And with these new phones, the filming capability is greater, I believe.
Yes.
With
yeah, absolutely.
For even with the iPhone Pros and all that, or the other different phones. So people are I don't know how to, but it's awesome on these films.
Yes, I've seen
The
some
ability.
directors use from their iPhones. Not
Okay.
throughout the whole movie, but they'll put it like into a steering wheel and just do it from here, a little there, so it can work.
So for people that are listening, and you do a lot of photography, and you, as well as you're an actor,
Exactly. Thank you.
and then you're working with
Directly with Tom. Henry.
with Tom Henry. Okay.
Tom, I enjoy working with Tom. We go back about 5 years.
5 years.
I just want to share with the public how we met because it's like it was destined. I've always wanted to work with. I had a chance to kind of like work with some companies, but working with Tom, I'm up on the upper level. I'm kind of like the director of photography. So we get together and we both get our cameras set up, and you say, "Well, Benny, check your white balance, or do this and do that." I said, "I got you, Tom." So we work together, different angles in our shots and everything. And we video. So it's really a pleasure working with him, and he's very talented, and I enjoy working with him. But I met him, I don't know if you ever- at the Michael Henderson concert, which is my good friend. We grew up together, and he passed on me, but it was there. They probably saw this guy older guy down there on his knees taking pictures. I'm all over the place, as a photographer. My goal is to get the right pictures. So I'm all down on my knees, standing over here, sliding all down, taking pictures. I ran into Tom, one of his organization, one of the ladies that's performing called Love I Am manager told me, come out to Aretha Franklin's calf, and I can meet the rest of his staff. So Tom was sitting there, and he looked big time. He had his, he looking like he got $1 million. He had his, one of his executive producers there. And so I showed him my camera. He looked, you hired. So the pictures look good. And since that time, ever since that time, I got hired from Tom, and I've been working with him. And Tom actually gave me the opportunity to act in Fatal Brew. Although all he did was just beat my butt, He'd be coming at him, I'm swinging, but I enjoy the time that we had because within a half an hour, he taught me a lot of stuff. He taught me how to fake the punch as it comes to the camera. When his fist come to my nose, move my head like that. He taught me how to bring my body in and going this way. So he was working me over, and I was just. And when he got finished, I'm like, Tom, that's amazing. How did you do that? So he's also a stunt teacher too. So I had a chance to do that. But the good part is being a director of photography. I'm behind the scene. He always say, Benny, get over here to the gym. I said, what's going on? I got to have what we call rare photo behind the scene. So as we develop, Dragon Film is an upcoming independent movie company. We got all types of behind the scene photos of actors moving. So when we get interviewed, we'll have everything for you to show.
Well, wonderful. I'll be looking forward to seeing.
Yes,
we
we'll share
will
that.
be looking forward to
Okay.
seeing it.
And I just love that because it's just behind you taking pictures. I'm catching them in different positions, and these actors, they got some skill too. You got some Chris, you got some very good talented actors. They show emotion and imagination on their face, and so we're working on. You want those casting calls? I want to share something with this. You got to come out. You got to have some kind of skill because we want the facial expression. We want the imagination. They have to get into character. Because we have an audience to meet, so we want them to really project themselves. I just want to share that as
Right.
part of
That's important. It's called LOF.
So that's what I
language
wanna
of
share.
language of the face. It's very important.
the facial expression, the tone of the voice.
LOF, language of the face.
Language
No, I
of
don't
the
know.
face.
I'm listening to what he just said.
And what I do, I for the fight scenes, I hold what I call a stunt camp, and I teach people how to fight for the movie camera. I teach them.
I've seen you
how to
fighting
sell-
in some.
Yeah,
clips.
yeah.
Count time.
I was proud of it.
Okay.
Yep, I was
Good
proud
job.
of it. Yep. So I teach them how to sell a punch, how to sell a kick,
Exactly.
the facial expression, how important that is, and the timing and everything. And then the ones that want to be in fight scene but don't think they can do it. I told them, I said, don't worry, I got you. I said, just come to the stunt camp.
So
and
now,
I'll show
do you do
everything
some
goes.
trainings? Is your stunt camp open to other people that might want to, that are just in the film industry or want to get into the film
Yes.
industry? So your stunt camps, and how would they contact you? How would our viewers and listeners contact you if they want to get involved with your stunt camp?
They can reach me at 313 774
Okay,
2927.
2927. That's area code 313-774-2927. So if you want to get in touch with Mr. Kenneth Tom Henry, you need to give him a call at 313-774-2927. And you have boot camps, stunt boot camps.
Yep.
Do you do any other training?
Yeah, we teach people how to use weapons. How to use the guns and all that. We show them all of that.
Okay. And that's all part of your actors training.
Yes.
Okay. So that's wonderful. Again, if you're listening and you want to give us a call, please feel free to give us a call right here on WJZZ. Cool TV Community Updates is the name of our program, and I am your host, Michelle White. You can reach us here at 313-355-6018. Again, 313-355-6018. So, Kenny, KC, Clark.
Hey.
Hey.
That's
So-
good, Michelle.
Tell me about the film from your aspect. And we were talking out there, and you were saying how before we even get the next half, we can talk more about how some people don't share within the industry, as you mentioned. But let's talk about the films that you all are working on and doing, because you're part of this film, Deadly Distribution, but then you do a lot of other projects as well. Okay, and the clip we're gonna hopefully air will be from, what was the name of that one again?
9 Stacks, the movie.
9 Stacks.
The movie, and that's on Tubi and Amazon Prime.
So 9 Stacks, the movie, you can catch on Tubi and Amazon Prime. And I was just saying how much I like to listen. I'm watching Tubi more and more, and I can only imagine that their numbers, because as I'm sharing, the word of mouth is still our best form of advertisement. And I'm telling people about Tubi all the time. Oh, you need to watch Tubi. Oh, that comes free on your channel lineup,
That's right.
That's
or
correct.
with the smart TVs.
There are a lot of directors here in Michigan have their movies on Tubi. A lot of directors I know, Tubi. So go there
I
and
see a
watch.
lot of independent films that are actually very good
Yeah,
on Tubi.
on Tubi.
Yes. So tell us some more about the things that you're doing in the film industry and how people might want to get involved. Let's say I'm kind of new and I might want to get in, and this is something each of you could share.
Okay.
But how did you go about getting in the film industry, and what would you recommend based on your experience?
Well, you want to try to find the best coaches as you can. So I was blessed. When I first started off, there's an acting coach of Brian Lawrence and his assistants, Aida Munoz. That was in Roanoke, Michigan, called the Actors Workshop. They changed now from a different location, but I enjoyed it there. So you want to try to find the best coaches as you can. So I do know a few of them here in the Michigan area that I know.
So you would encourage people to seek out a
Good
acting
coaches.
camp, good coaches.
Absolutely, because
Okay.
you have a lot out here. So you can do this and that. Because if you're a good actor or actress or had some experience, you can go out there and say, "I've done this here." Go out there and make some money for themselves. I'm not mad at you for doing it, getting out there, but you want to make sure you got the right coaches. Not saying that they're not the right coaches, but I know some coaches here. There's Rich Goteri. He's good, and there's Dennis Reed. He has some coaching with as well. Director Dennis Reed, and there's a few more that out here. So you can also learn from online, but I'd rather go be in person, because you can be online watching here, and doorbell may ring, or something like this can happen here, and you better focus being in a workshop than online. To me, it's
Okay.
better being right there. Speaking for myself.
Okay. So, what about the casting or the acting websites that want to charge you money? Do you recommend any of those? There are some. And I know some people that say they have gotten jobs from there, but I know that a lot of times you're spending money and you don't necessarily get a call.
Yeah, you're right. Everyone's getting involved in that money, but it's up to you. So it's important that you meet some people and know. There's a lot here in Michigan, but primarily if you want to really get in there deep, you want to go to New York for theater and acting, and LA, Atlanta, Chicago, some of the cities that you mentioned. But you can learn right off your phone by going to different sites, putting your work out there.
And then
You know?
seeking out, so you need to seek out some coaches,
Right.
acting coaches. Let your fingers do the walking on your phone.
getting the right coaches.
Not the yellow pages anymore.
No,
and
not
being
yellow.
and going around within the arena to meet more people. Would you guys say you need to
Correct.
start it coming up, introducing? Tell us how people should get into. I'm asking, how should people get into the film industry? Now you were doing the photography and happened to meet the director doing some work, and he saw your great work,
Right.
and that's how you got involved.
And you're so right. It's your environment. Being a photographer, I'm always out there. And when you're out there, like the other day, I did some photography work and got another job because somebody was there. She was part of a big organization. You have to get out and get into the industry.
Get out and get known.
Get out and get known in the industry. When things are going on, with casting calls or a movie showing, or if they're demonstrating something, get out. and introduce yourself and take your business card
That's a good
or
point.
your pictures
Good
and,
point.
and mingle. You know, we used to call it, it's a funny thing, we used to call it networking, but now it's called building relationships. Ask anybody, say, you got to
That's
build
good.
this.
That's
I
both,
built
really.
a
So it's not just-
relationship with him.
It's not just networking, it's building
Building
relationships.
I can build a relationship with you. And you know,
ahead.
and you just take it from there.
I was telling someone the other day, we were talking about grants, and it's not just being a grant writer, it's the people, a good grant writer has developed relationships
There it is.
with the fiduciaries that are giving the money.
That's right.
And that's really the key. It is
Right.
not just, so it's not just knowing how to act, it's about building relationships
relationship.
with others within the industry. Do you practice together, or
You know,
you
you
get them
said-
information and to share with one
That's
another?
the key word. You know, we all sitting here, but for us acting, I used to teach drama. I'm a retired school teacher. I taught some of drama. And the best way, as you asked that question earlier, Michelle, is you could be at home with your wife or your friend at your table. Hey, impromptu, such and such happened, act it out. It's about listening.
That's the key.
When I get into that role, I got to listen. So whatever he say, I have to make sure I understand what he said, then I feed back off of that. Do I change my face? Do I look mean? But he gonna say, I have to be listening. But if you practice just doing impromptu, I used to write down, okay, you just came home, we're married, our son tore up our brand new Cadillac. I might go off and go nuts on the table, but my wife might say, baby, that's okay. Did you even ask whether he heard or not? I don't care what he heard.
Yeah.
You see my Cadillac tore up out there? So your environment, everything comes out, but it's listening and reacting and getting into your character. But if you practice, read scripts, have fun, because this is work when we get down to business, but you have to learn to have your imagination, get into your character. You have to really grab that audience. So it's fun. So I'm always trying to practice reading scripts. So this is what we have to get into. Tom,
And that's so true, because I always pay attention to what's happening out here now.
You do.
Like I'll tell you another point.
You do.
Back in 2008, I got an ear for certain things. Back in 2008, I noticed when Taken, with Liam Neeson came out, I noticed the gunfire changed. And it changed when his movie came out. You had the old legendary gun sounds before Taken came out. When Taken came out, they had converted over to the new gun sound, the way guns actually sound out here now. And I'm like, when I heard it, it was just go pop, pop, pop. You know, I was like, man, it sounded like a pop. You know, it sounded like a cap gun.
Cap gun, yeah.
But they had adapted to what was happening out here now. And so when I'm watching a movie, and Benny will tell you,
I noticed
we can be sitting in a restaurant,
He's watching the
and
facial
I'm
expression.
looking up at the TV screen, watching facial expressions, and he said,
Acting
"Tom,"
techniques.
Benny said, "Tom, you all right?" And I'm paying attention to what's going on. You know, they're talking. I'm in another world, looking at what's happening.
Yeah.
I be watching facial expressions, and I always tell all the people that work with me, I say, once you start working with me, you'll never look at a movie or TV the same again.
Because you break it down.
Yep,
huh?
I break it down and I watch everything. I know when they're using doubles. You know, I can tell all of that. And the sound effects and everything. I always pay attention to what's happening, so I know
Yes, he
what's the
does.
newest special effect I can use. And once I find out the newest special effect, I'm gonna figure out a way to do it. I always do. Yep. So you
That's
got to
so
pay attention to all that. So
He
that's
does.
true.
Pay
What you're
attention to
saying.
all of that.
Very true.
Okay. So Kenny, tell us how you come to get involved in the industry and what advice you recommend for people that might want to get into the film industry.
My advice right now, I got in the industry by mistake. Then again, I had it in high school, so I played football and ran track and loved the women there too. So I did a play called The Odd Couple. The instructor said, "Kid, you did a great job, man. I want you to come out for theater and go into film." Now, I'm playing football. I'm a high school young guy. So I'm playing football and the girls.
Where did you go to high school?
Montford High School.
Oh, okay.
Montford High School in Detroit. So, I had a great time there. I let it go. And how I got back into the industry again, it was the back of my head, Michelle. And had this Ebony magazine looking at Lawrence Fishburne on the front cover. Okay, so my mind said, I want to get back into acting again and I want to get back into the acting again. Now I got back into the acting again. When I was in West Bloomfield, I was looking for an attorney. Okay, not by acting anything there. I was just flipping through Yellow Pages. Honest to God, truth. That's some acting school right here. It's happened just to flip. I swear to God. I said acting school right here. Brian Lawrence, Aida. I mentioned names up earlier, so I called him on the phone right here and got connected back into the industry again. And it's great. They tell you how to get into character, what the relationship is, who I am, what I want.
And who did you call? This was a coach? Was he a coach? Acting school.
Yes,
It's acting
that's what-
school.
Right. Detroit Acting School.
Okay.
Brian Lawrence and Aida.
Okay.
And so I called them up and I went there and they took us through breathing exercises, which is important, and showed you how to get into character. So when you're in a scene, are you happy, sad, anxious, or afraid?
Okay.
So this all can go back into your past. You look at this person here, for example, it could be her or this guy is right here, or where we at, what the time it is, everything right there, and the relationship you are with this person right here, and you want to bring that character to life. Yeah, bring it to life. And we used to go in the back of the room, and before we go on to our presentations, you get the character. The instructor said, "Who are you in this size? You're getting right here. Are you anxious, sad? Who you see yourself?" So you go back here and you get your mindset, what you how you feel about this person here, something that probably happened in your past. You can actually see yourself. You can read a script go over and over and over.
So you have to work in getting into
you see
character and
yourself.
becoming
Sometimes you
that
see
person.
yourself.
Exactly.
That's something might have happened in your past.
Do you do?
Come in that
Do you
person.
try to? If it's someone that you do look at other historical accounts of, how do you do that? How do you get into character?
Well, look at the script and see what it is, what it's about right here. He or she, did she done something wrong to me? My wife, do I love her? Do I care about her? She just no good. Anything right here, you know. You ask the director, and wife is no good. Can say the wife is no good, or it's not saying enough about the wife. I ask the director right here. He might want you to bring it all out. You come in from the house right here, and it's your wife. What you doing here? I don't want you here. Where's my dinner at? I don't want you. I'm about to leave out of here. Fix my dinner. I'm leaving. Or do you love your wife so much that you love her that she has some food in the oven, it's going to burn up because you're going upstairs? That you love her so much. Turn the oven off, she grab you. So it can be different. I like you, I love my wife here, I love you. Or it can be just different. Depends how that scene is. If I'm not sure, I'm going to ask the director. And that director might want you to bring it here. We're going to start it right here. And
You
this is
guys
how it's
do
gonna
table reads, or how do you all do it?
You can't, yeah. Table reads are important. And sometimes, you know, it's always a table read. And you know you are, and let you know you're gonna start or you'll be filming. Because sometimes a lot of the actors you don't even see them.
So when you all are reading the scripts, some people I would imagine are even nervous during that time. I
Right.
know I get before people all the time, and I'm nervous all the time. People say, "You didn't look nervous." Well, okay, I'm not supposed to look nervous.
Right.
Trying to get irritated.
Right.
But I do. Even coming on the radio program. But you just have to get into, it doesn't matter how you feel, not into character for this, I wouldn't say, but just being yourself
Exactly.
is
Yeah,
character
really-
enough.
Yeah, table
That's
read is not too
understood.
much of a
Get
character.
comfortable. That's
Yeah.
it.
You know, but you'll
But
settle down.
preparing for the films, you have to get into. I've heard sometimes actors, especially if they're doing a biography of someone, they'll share how they really had to research that
Oh,
person
yeah,
to
right.
try to
Yeah,
get
lots
into
of research.
character.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Research.
So, do you all do research like on some of your action films?
Yes, it depends. Like this is my first time working with Tom, so I haven't seen my side yet. I know I'm supposed to be a cop. I don't know if I'm a crooked cop yet or just a good cop.
Like
I don't
you're a
know.
crooked cop.
I'm at the hey, I can work it.
We think you're the crooked cop.
Okay, I can work that there.
You're a
But
crooked cop
it's
too.
research, for
So
example.
you guys can be crooked cop buddies.
Remember Denzel Washington? He had to go
Dirty
back
guy.
and do
Uh-huh.
some work of
Yeah.
the hurricane.
Yes.
And what's this guy that was a drug dealer in Detroit?
You said you did some work in the film The Hurricane.
Wish.
Oh.
No, I was saying Denzel.
I was gonna say, that was just on television last
Denzel
night.
Washington. All the characters he
before.
looked back on. What was this drug dealer in New York? He played this character. The guy got 400,000. Frank Lucas.
Oh,
Frank Lucas.
Okay.
Denzel went back and done some work on him. Frank Lucas made $400,000.
Oh, the gangster.
Denzel told his man, he said, "I'm not here to glorify you. at all.
Oh, I remember that,
He went
yeah.
back and did the work in research.
Got to research.
Another one, Jamie Foxx. He did the work on Ray Charles.
Oh,
You
oh,
gotta go
yeah.
ahead and put the work in.
Jeez.
You just said, yes, he was Ray Charles.
He was
In
Ray
fact,
Charles.
He was.
You know what he did?
Yes,
He was
excellent.
Ray
I'm gonna tell
Charles.
you
He needed an
something.
award for that.
Absolutely.
back
Did you
then.
know? Did you know they had to glue his eyes closed?
He was Ray Charles.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah, they glued his eyes. Yeah.
So he could practice going
Yeah,
around
practice
being
going down
blind.
steps and everything here when he came out, and somebody tried to show him out there, and he took the chicken, and I forgot what scene that was though, but he walked outside the street, his eyes glued shut.
Wow.
So you have to put the work in. Once you get in there and get that character, you're in there. Get that character, then you put the work in there. You do a great job. You go to a party somewhere, they
My
can
director
recommend.
told me once.
Again, it's time him talk.
He
time
said,
him.
you got about 3 minutes to start crying on the stage. I was over there at, right over there on, I was young back then. What is it? Repertoire Theater. And I was in training. He said, you got 3 minutes to start crying. So someone told me, think about somebody you lost. And I kept pushing it, and pushing it. And he looked up, tears in my head. Everybody started clapping. I did it in about 2.5 minutes. All you had to do was sit there and think. Think about somebody you lost.
Yep.
Yeah.
And see, you have to just come out of yourself and get into the character.
yeah,
that's right.
So I'm sitting there, I was pushing it. I had my head down like I'll never forget that. And I thought about my brother had died, and I kept sitting there and I pushed it. And a tear dropped down my eye. Boy, they just started to clap. I said, thank you. I didn't know what to do. But being a bad guy, I have to think back at some times where somebody made me mad so I can get that facial expression if I have a gun or whatever, to look mad because I'm playing the bad guy. So I got to get into that character and just lose myself into being mean, if that's what you want me to do, or to be a tough guy to portray that bad image. Like you said, when he did Ray Charles, I'm sitting there thinking Ray Charles done came back to life.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
he did a great
it was
job. wasn't
Ray
he?
Charles
Yeah, he was phenomenal.
live. So that's what we
That's
have
a
to
lot
get
of
into
work.
and practice. A lot of work. Yeah, thank
Lot
you.
of work.
A lot of work.
And I guess I would imagine that for some people it's easier than others, because I certainly have heard some of the actors. Well, no, they all put in a lot of work. They do.
It takes a lot to be good at that. I'm quite sure it does. I don't know.
And facial expressions is
Yeah,
definitely
exactly.
the key.
Facial
It
expression.
is definitely the key.
You don't have to even say anything.
You're right.
Facial expressions is important.
All
Even
right.
when a person is shooting a gun, I always tell them, you just can't shoot it. You got to show the emotion while you're shooting it.
Exactly.
You know, I tell them facial expressions is even important when you're shooting a gun. You got to show some, you got to show that put that look on your face when you're shooting a gun. You know, you can't just shoot it just to be,
Right.
You
You trying to kill somebody? You should.
Yeah, you gotta show it.
Be smiling.
Yeah,
You know. You got
yeah.
Unless he's neurotic, lost in the head, go out there and care. He just go ahead, shoot
Yeah.
somebody, turn
Yeah.
around, go back
Thank
home
you.
and sleep
And-
a little bit.
Now, if
You know?
there you go, Kenny. Because if it calls for that particular role, then what
you
you
do
just
that.
said, yeah, you just go out there and shoot.
Neurotic.
Have that
Look
look.
out home, get back in the bed, and turn
Yeah.
on television. Nothing happened at all.
Yeah.
that facial expression. Is
Yeah.
I used to.
So tell us, before you tell us that your workshop is going to be, people can reach you at 313-774-2927.
Yes.
That's for your stunt boot camp. And that's area code 313-774-2927.
Yes.
And if they would like to get in touch with you for some of the film and acting positions, modeling positions that you currently have available for your upcoming film, Deadly Retribution, they can reach you by going to your website, which is dragonpicture.net.
Yes.
Dragon, DRAGON, picture, PICTURE.net.
That's it.
Wonderful. Or if they want to, email you some material, because I would imagine that you would do you want people to send you headshots or anything ahead of time?
Yes.
Or just come to the casting call?
They can send it ahead of time because that's why. That's the way I do a lot of times. I just have them to send their material ahead of time, and I've already got it when they get there. Already have it. So a lot of them does that now. Send it ahead of time.
And so people can email you at, give us your email address.
Yep, it's Tom4K4 at yahoo.com. in
Tom 4K4
at yahoo.com.
at yahoo.com.
And my other email address is tom@dragonpicture.net.
Tom at dragonpicture.net.
Yes.
Wonderful. Because we want people to be able to get in touch with you. And like you said, we have so much talent right here
Oh,
within the
yes.
city and even abroad. You know, there's talent in other areas as well. And people are willing to travel.
Come on out.
Yeah, especially for some good films like yours that are going to be, already out there and some on Tubi coming up. That's wonderful.
And I'm trying to get businesses involved in this film because I want to show businesses in this film as well. 'Cause that's what I was talking with Benny about, getting businesses involved. Any kind of business that I can get involved. To show the business around the city of Detroit here. I want to show that.
Well, Wayne County Community College District has all kind of things that.
Really? Okay.
Wood
Yeah.
Center downtown. Any specific one? Just curious.
Well, they have community rooms that are open. The public can utilize their community rooms to. You might even hold a casting call
Okay.
at one of the facilities. Yeah.
Okay.
I know downtown Detroit is one of the largest, probably the largest facility. I think this was years ago.
It's still large.
Wayne County
Well,
Community College, yeah.
Yeah,
It's nice.
downtown. Yeah.
But you'd be surprised, actually, all of our community colleges, they offer things free to the community, but people just aren't aware of it.
Yeah.
So that's why we're here to let you know that these things are available to you to utilize. So tell us, I said we wanted to use the next half of the hour to talk about the film industry and how you were saying how some people don't. Is it a tight-knit community? Let's take Detroit area. There are many different people that have playhouses or or producers doing film. Is it a tight-knit community? Do you all talk to one another, share, do different gigs and acting and different? Do you work together or not really, or sometimes, or how does that work?
With me, sometimes, there's a lot of talent here, and a lot of premieres. I think that everyone knows about a premiere. Say, for example, Tom Henry's putting on something, or Dan Brown, Janae LeBlanc, or Dennis Reed. Should support them. I think so, and how much the tickets cost, support them. So you get the money, and they can pay some of the actors or actresses there. Bring your business cards as well, too. That'd be a great thing as far as an actor or actress. Bring your business cards with you and present it to the film directors. It's good to have your face on the front, so they know who you are. You can. They're busy doing work, putting out here to make their productions well. All of them. I support them all, every last one of them. Even though some of the names didn't mention, I'm supporting you. I see you on Facebook. I'm getting a chance to talk to you often because I'm doing different things with here. But I'm praying for you, supporting you all. But get a business card, put your face on there, email address, and your actor or actress, because they may get home from a premiere, they tired and see that card. They see a name, actor, actress, but don't see that face. They may look and say, I might can use her or this man right here for this project.
I got one.
And you it's a meet and greet, and that's something also that.
Mr. Benny Scott's card. This is very nice.
Thank you. I got
Shows your
one.
Very
picture,
nice. Yeah.
photographer, everything. May I keep this in case
Yes,
I
ma'am. Yes,
know
ma'am,
of a
Michelle.
photographer, someone that wants to do some photography?
Yeah, but Tom has Dragon Films. I'm a part of Dragon Films. I also have Scott Cam Photography, and we individually, but we work together. I just love that.
Yeah.
And as you asked that question, Tom not only is a movie director, but we do independent commercials. We've done some for Terry Lee, the ICU Awards, and when he have a gig, I go with him. So we're out in the community.
Do you
Film is
ever
different.
ever have a need for voiceover work?
Yes.
God.
I do
Tom.
voiceovers,
Oh,
and
really?
I was mentioning out there. I used to do commercials and jingles, and,
Oh, okay.
acting for different commercials. And we'll talk.
Wouldn't you,
Okay.
would you
Yeah.
have a very nice voice.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you.
Have a very nice voice.
Yes, I would like to do more of that.
Yes.
Okay.
And
'Cause
see,
like,
here I am getting job. I wasn't even looking.
Go ahead, because we had a lady, we had a couple of female announcers.
Yeah, sure did. So yeah, that definitely we'll talk. We'll definitely talk. Yep.
So how do you think other people should go about getting how to talk to our community, let them know where they can come. We know they can come to you for the casting call that you have coming up on December the 1st.
The 10th.
December the 10th.
Mhm.
December the 10th casting call, and that will start at,
1 p.m.
and to give us that address again?
Good.
Okay, it's 7455
Yes.
Greenfield.
7455 Greenfield, and that's at the Detroit Boxing Gym.
Jungle Gym.
Boxing Jungle Gym.
Mhm.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. That's on Greenfield
nice
near
facilities.
where?
Yep, between Tyreman and Warren.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Everything's in there, from boxing ring, from weights,
Yeah.
punching bag, and everything. And this
Photo
movie
studio.
started production 2023.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be intense. Tom wants everybody to be in shape. So I'm
Yeah.
going to get these abs right, not bad. I'm going to make sure they're going to be like six-pack
Yeah.
like I have had in a long time.
You
I
say-
play
you say you're
football.
gonna work on
I'm
it.
going to work on it, and I'm going to get right, because when you throwing a punch in the scene, you don't want to catch no clamp. But you know, I'm going to get in there and get it right.
You're
It's
so
like-
right.
I'm
Tom,
gonna get,
you
yeah,
work out.
I'm get it
You
right
like to
because
work
he
out.
had some get these actors and actresses in there training.
He trained that.
He trained before the movie starts, so he's gonna make sure.
Well, I
You're
remember
right.
hearing Angela Bassett say how she had to train for Wakanda.
Oh,
Not,
yeah.
not her, the lady that just did the, I forget her name. I can see her face. She
but I know
just
you-
won an award. Anyway, how she just trained for, yes, Angela Bassett trained for the Wakanda movie, but the other actress that does who wrote Murder, How to Murder Somebody, that actress. I can't think of her name. Her name
Murder, She
escapes me.
Wrote.
Not Murder, She Wrote. That's Angela Lansbury.
Right, right.
But I can't think of her name. She just had a movie that I just went to see maybe 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't remember. It's a black woman. She's a warrior, woman king.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that film.
Oh.
And how she had to train for that film and really work out in the gym, get those abs,
Exactly.
get those arms ready
Yeah.
for the
Tom.
job, for the role.
I know you're talking about. I think she had a show used to come on called How to Get Away with Murder.
That's it.
And, yeah,
How to Get
I can't
Away
remember her
I
name.
can't think of her.
Yeah,
This way.
but
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
I know what you're speaking about now.
yeah.
Somebody call us and tell us her name. I cannot think of her name. But anyway, but the point is that she had to train for the role, and you do have to train for
Absolutely.
the roles.
Yes, but because
He does that.
I had held a stunt camp, and I had a lot of women. This was strictly for women only to come down, and I was training them because I'm in this particular film. I'm going to have women kicking butt in this film, because the reason I'm going that route is because women are really starting to get out there now. They're not just a pretty thing no more. They're tough now, and you have to pay attention to that. So, I'm not going to just have women looking good. I'm going to have them kicking butt. In this particular film. So I held a stunt camp for them, and I was showing them different moves,
Yeah.
the exercise. I had them doing the exercise and stuff, and I got a whole more.
All right, so ladies, you heard it right here on
Didn't
WJZZ Cool TV. He is looking for women actors that are willing and ready and want to
Didn't say.
learn how to kick some butt. And you can be part of his boot camp. This is Tom Henry, and he's at a boot camp, and he's going to be training you on how to go out and kick butt in these films and be the bad woman. So tell me about some of the other films and things that are coming up that you might want to share with us. Do you have some other films that are coming up that you've told us about, the 9 Stacks?
Yeah, that was my latest. That was my latest. Yeah, I did a student film too, so I'll do them all. You know, I know some directors are in college doing films, and they've seen some work I've done, and yeah, sure, I can come in. If I'm not busy that day doing something else, I will. Last week, where was I at? At Hamtramck, I played psychiatrist, and I was there for a little bit. Did this here and get the shots one angle, get your angle shots that they do, and I'm done. Sebastian, what's his name? Sebastian Talbert, I think his name is. Yeah, I worked from him. Another, what's his name? Tommy Green, student film. I done Paradox last year, spring. There's another director getting back. He's from Grosse Pointe. I'm playing the character of a Summers guy, so I'm gonna drive up, listen a few words. I'm asking for this guy. They're in the barbershop. I can't put too much out there on that.
Can't put it
No,
on.
I'm saying barbershop. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm
And,
glad though to see more of our local actors in different films, and like, oh yeah, I know that person. That is wonderful. So go ahead.
And the I had have a meeting with some people from India. There was a producer that came up from Dubai that had seen some stuff, and they wanted to talk to me about they got some kind of 13 episode thing that they want to do for they're getting ready to do for Netflix. So they asked me would I be willing to shoot that for them and show them how to do the stunts and stuff for it and shoot it for them. I told them I would, because it's funny. I had back in 2013 I had worked with people from India, and they do their fight scenes different. They're not concerned about getting all of the camera angles that you need to get. They only want some of them. And and I was saying, but it's not going to look realistic like it's supposed to. They didn't care. They only wanted half of them, and they didn't want all of the camera angles that you needed to pull the scene off to make it look more believable. But
More realistic,
they
yeah.
didn't care.
They don't care.
This movie was called The Chase, and it came out back in 2000. It came out back in 2014.
I know what
think.
you're talking about, The Chase.
And I had did all the action work for that, but I wasn't satisfied because I like to. When I do things, I like to do it. I like to go the whole route and do it the way it's supposed to be done. But that's the way they wanted it, so I had to do it the way they want it done. So I was impressed that they actually called me and they found me through one of my stunt camps. They seen my stunt camp online and called me.
well, right before we go, we want to let people know how again to get in touch with you. They need to contact you.
Please.
Give us your phone number, your website, and your email again.
It's a big cast.
They can reach me at area code 313-774-2927, and they can email me at tom4k4@yahoo.com or tom@dragonpicture.net, and my website address is dragonpicture.net.
Well, Tom, Benny, and Kenny, we are so glad to have had you here on Community Updates.
Thank you for
We
having
want you to
Thank you,
come
Betty.
back again
Appreciate
and share more of the films and things that you'll be
course.
doing in upcoming projects. So great. Thanks for tuning in right here to Community Updates right here on WJZZ Cool TV. You can see us on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you for tuning in.
been a pleasure.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
our guest.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You all have a
Thank you.
wonderful evening.
You too.
It's been beautiful. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, so I think this was wonderful. I'm looking forward to watching
You're off the air now?
some of the, I believe so. Yeah, we are now.
Stuck up.
Yeah.